Welcome back, YouTubers. Oh man, I am so excited today. We're gonna start talking about background images and HTML image elements. Alright, the reason why I'm so excited is because as a junior front-end web developer, your first job is most likely going to be working at a web development shop. And understanding how to manipulate images, both with CSS as background images and on the HTML side, is gonna be really important because it'll help the company get better SEO if they're using images HTML-wise, and it'll help you design better websites if you can understand background images with CSS. And the reason why I know that is because I've lived it. So if you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button down below. I'm gonna be coming at you with a lot of really fun things. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments section. And guys, without further ado, let's go. All right, CSS Backgrounds, guys. Holy cats, I'm so excited for you. All right, first off the bat, we've already covered background color. We can see that because our nav bar is like a purplish pink kind of background, so we're just gonna move ahead. Background image, all right. So here they're using the body as a background HTML element that they're targeting. Not a background HTML element, but you get it. We're gonna do that same thing, just for simplicity's sake. So we're gonna type body, and then we're gonna do back img, hit enter, enter again for URL, and then hit double quotes there, all right? In our Google search, we're just gonna type sheep image, and we'll click on that one. And then I'm gonna right click on it, hit copy image address, go back to my VS Code, and I'm gonna hit Control V to paste it in there and hit Control S to save. Go back to our document, I'm gonna hit Control R to refresh, and there is a sheep repeated across our website. That's pretty cool. Okay, so let's say we don't wanna use a URL for this. Let's say you wanna use an image that you've got downloaded. So we can see here, my desktop we've got my HTML index there, we've got my index.css, and I've also got an images folder. So I'm gonna open back up VS Code, and I'm gonna hit Control Z just to get us back to square one easily, and I'm gonna hit period / Okay, and we can see my index.html. And so what this is folder structure. And as you learn CSS, move on to JavaScript, this is gonna become very important because you're gonna need to know how to import things with the proper targeting folder structure. So period / means relative to where we're already at. And since we're already on the desktop, we can see images is right there. So I'll hit enter, I'll hit my sheep.png, hit Control S to save. Back to my document, Control R, and there it is, sheeps everywhere. I don't know why I chose sheep for this one, it just seemed all right. So background repeat is where this starts to become a little bit more interesting. So right now our background's just repeating, and it's everywhere, it's crazy. But there's a couple of options. We can choose repeat on the x-axis, the y-axis, or just no repeat at all, okay? And simple examples of those is we do back rep, hit enter, and I'm just gonna do repeat x, Control S, Control R, and there it is. It's repeating on the x-axis. And I'm sure you can guess what's gonna happen if we do y. Hit Control R, and it's on the y-axis. And then if we choose no repeat, well, guess what? It's not gonna repeat. So then you can choose the background position, okay? And they're choosing right top. Well, we'll just do back pause, enter, and let's do top center. Here, refresh, there it is, it's top center, it's really cool. Their last thing is something called background attachment. All right, and simply this is where whether the background image should scroll or be fixed. Okay, what element is this attached to? Since our web page isn't big enough to do a scroll, we're gonna have to do something interesting. So first, let's change this to address. Okay, we'll use the address HTML element, and then we're gonna do background attachment fixed. Hit Control S to save. Back here, awesome, Control R. Now we need to zoom in, and the keyboard shortcut to do that is Control plus. Okay, it's to the left-hand side of your backspace. So Control plus, awesome. Now we've got our scroll bar here, and we're gonna scroll down, and there's the sheep. So this is something that you're gonna commonly see used as today's modern web styles. I'm sure you've gone to a website where as you scroll down, an image just scrolls with it. All right, on my portfolio, Hiking with Kevin, it's another YouTube channel of mine, by the way, you can see here that this image that I have as the background, it's fixed. It scrolls with, it just stays there in that fixed position, okay? By the way, Hiking with Kevin is just where I post a bunch of pictures I take on my hikes. It's also my own YouTube channel. Kevin Nealon is an actor, and he's got definitely more subscribers than I do there, but that's all right. So let's talk about the other background attachment, which is scroll. Hit Control S and then Control R. And so now it scrolls with the element. Okay, that's how you can remember it. Is for scroll, it scrolls with the element. For fixed, it's in a fixed part of the background. Okay, so to get back to normal zoom, we hit Control minus. There we are. Oop, I'm sorry, Control 0. Hey, there we go. Well, you learned both. We can see our sheep is still there. Pretty cool. So one thing that this does not cover is something called background size. And I want to show you that real quick. So we're gonna remove that. Okay, and we're gonna hit Control S and then Control R. We can see it's back to normal. When we do background size, okay, we have two options here. We have contain or cover. There's technically another one called auto. I prefer not to leave it up to chance. Choose one or the other. So contain will size the background image relative to the height of the containing element. Okay, so I'm gonna hit Enter, Control S, and we're gonna hit Control R. So now the full image size is displayed, but it's because the height of the address element is what, I think it's 72. Yeah, 72 pixels tall. So it adjusts the size of the background image to 72 pixels tall, okay? Let's change this to body, and then we're gonna do background size cover. All right, and we're gonna hit refresh. And now this covers the background with the sheep. And so that one's important to know. Those two are really important to know, because if you're at a web development shop, which typically as your first junior level position, that's where a lot of people start out. You're gonna wanna know this because the graphic designer is gonna give you an image and it might not fit 100% size of the width of the element. So you're gonna wanna know, hey, background size cover and background size fixed, or background attachment fixed. Those will really help you get your feet off the ground. And then finally, we can put everything in one shorthand. You can see here they've got it all in their shorthand. Quick side note, they have background color. And that is because when a graphic designer gives you a PNG file, sometimes they're going to create a transparent background and only cut out the image. You can Google what I mean, but then you'll see a background color appear. For our example, our image covers 100% of the space used. So if we put a background color in there, we're going to get some errors. But I'll show you real quick how to use the background shorthand. And we're gonna comment this out. Do you remember how to do that? If you don't, it's Control ? Okay. We're gonna copy this URL here, hit Control C, and we're gonna type background, : paste. We'll do no repeat, and then we'll do top, center. You can't use background size with this. Background size has its own significant properties with it. So what we're gonna do is we'll just use the background position and go here, and awesome. You can see nothing changed, which is good because that means it's taking in that CSS. Right on. So as you can see, things start to get fun. Now, background repeat was traditionally used in the early styles of the internet. So in the early 2000s, you commonly saw gaming websites used repeating images. There's a website called hamsterdance.com. I don't know if it's still around, but that used repeating images. But today, it's not all too common of a practice. So understanding those concepts, how to stretch, contain, cover, all that stuff is going to be really important for you to know. Next time, like I said, we're going to be covering the HTML image tag. And there's a lot of stuff to go on with that. So join me then. I hope you guys had fun today. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys next time.